King George III has begun making new taxes. Even our tea and paper has been started being taxed.
This was a shared idea throughout the different English colonies in America. People began identifying themselves as Americans, not English. The people needed to act as they were to separate themselves from the rule of Great Britain.
Hello, my name is Samuel Adams. We here in Boston are fed up with not having any representation in the English government. As an act of defiance, I have just rallied some people in Boston to destroy boxes and boxes of tea. This act, now known as the Boston Tea Party, was a quite dangerous mission. So dangerous that we had to perform it in the dead of night, disguised as Mohawk Indians with war paint and feathers.
Those silly Americans, what do they think they're doing? Don't they know what will happen to them if they go against Mother England? They deserve to be punished for their act of throwing tea into the Boston harbor. King George has ordered me and my men to close the port of Boston until all the tea has been paid for.
King George's intolerable act is not going over well in America. This is considered to be an act of war. It is now the first part of 1775, and the Americans are now ready to take up arms against the mother country. The British are coming, the British are coming.
Hello, my name is Paul Revere. I am on my way to warn the residents of Lexington and Concord to protect our munition supplies. We have been stockpiling munitions just in case of war. Even though I am a patriot, I am just a volunteer. I still work as a silversmith to provide for myself and my family. We take turns as lookouts, ever vigilant for British attacks. If the British get a hold of these munitions, the war could be over from the start. Sorry I can't talk much, but if I don't get there soon, the war could be lost.
Hello, my name is Frederick. Although I am neither American or English, I am fighting in this war. Why am I fighting, you ask? Because of money. I am a German Hessian. My fellow Hessians here and I have been employed by the British Army to aid in this war of independence. Personally, I am in debt and in the need of money. A majority of us are professional soldiers, not like these ragtag Americans. With my experience, with my rifle, I have become quite the sharpshooter in the infantry. Hopefully we end this war soon. I can really go for a night of my own bed.
Bonjour, I am a French soldier. My country's disgust for Britain runs so deep that we are sending both financial and military aid to the Americans. We believe that Americans can win with our help. This has been shown through the American strive at the Battle of Saratoga.
Hello, my name is George Washington. The Continental Congress has named me the commanding general of their leading forces. I believe I was chosen because of my war experience. Before the Revolutionary War, I fought in the French and Indian War on the side of the British. With my help, we were able to defeat the British in the War of Independence. Later, I became the first president of the United States of America. This was a hard task for me because I had nobody to look up to as an example. On top of that, the people were hesitant to giving one person so much power and were afraid the same thing would happen with England.
With some French aid and the determination of the Patriots, the war was just about over when American forces surrounded General Cornwallis in Yorktown 6 years after the war had begun. In 1783, the Treaty of Paris was signed, ending the war and laying out terms of peace and boundaries of American territory. Now the task of creating a new government had begun.
Hello, my name is Jane Cooper, and my husband was a patriot in America's war for independence. I was so excited the day he came home that I could ride. Now the war has been over for some months now, there is a talk about what should be done with this new nation. We here in the state of Georgia believe that we should be governing ourselves, not a centralized government hundreds of miles away. My husband fought to keep tyranny out of America and being ruled without representation. So those thinkers over in Philadelphia really need to think about us here in Georgia before they make anything official.
Hello, my name is James Madison. I saw how fragile our government was under the Articles of Confederation, so I, along with a few others, drafted what is our nation's Constitution. I believe that this is the most important document in our nation. It truly is a living document. It can be amended with the times and interpreted to include all people. Without this document, the rights of the people would be always questioned. With the Bill of Rights or the first 10 amendments, the Constitution spells out these rights, including the right of free speech and the right of the accused.
Once the United States had voted on how to run the nation, they elected George Washington to be the first president. It was not a hard decision for the Congress to make. George was hesitant at first, only staying in office for 2 4-year terms, which still goes on today. The nation's third president was Thomas Jefferson. Thomas Jefferson was well liked among many people and had great respect. His vision for the future would help double the size of the United States.
Hello, I am Alexander Hamilton, and I don't see the value in President Jefferson's idea to make our country better. He thinks that we should purchase more land for the farmers and start thinking about the West. To me, it seems like a waste of money. It could take years to make it profitable, and who knows who lives in the area already. I want to build up our base. With the influence of money, we can have a great nation. However, this will not be. Jefferson has already made the Louisiana Purchase from the French. I must admit, he did get a fair price for so much land.
As you can see, the idea of independence, change, and expansion brought our nation together and widened our boundaries. Thank you all for coming today for the celebration. We hope you enjoyed it.
All right, so the last thing that we have for you for our last Paragon Day is our 6th and 7th graders who are in attendance with us right now. They instead decided that we weren't going to be doing a play. What we have is a museum set up, and it's really nice, and they really worked hard on the museum artifacts and the exhibits themselves. Set up in this other room, we also have cake, cookies, lemonade, any kind of treats that you can have. Go ahead and grab some, and just they're going to be standing around their own exhibit. So if you have any questions, go ahead and ask them, and go back there now. So go ahead and ask them, and they'll be happy to help you out with any of the questions. Yay.